and time scale. At the end of the session, you will have achieved your goal for the session. So we've got like, I don't know, half an hour. You have to have one sentence written down to say what you are going to do in this session. So, for example, it could be what is the smallest thing that you can do towards achieving this goal? Your goal could be to just talk about it, explore the goal. Yeah, we could just explore it. So you'll say, if you write down what you just said, and we're exploring. That could be your goal. Just explore. And that means you will achieve that by the end of the session. You will have explored the goal. Does that make sense? You will have explored the topic. And you say, wow, you've got a better picture of it now. And we will have set some actions for you to go away and come back next week that you can do. Everything is about what I can do, not what we forget about what we can't do. Okay? But your reality is very important as well. Okay? So what goal do you want to set for this session? As I say, my goal that I've set for the session is to help you to achieve it by the end of the session. So in half an hour, you will have achieved the goal that you're going to set. What is achievable and bring you closer towards becoming a spiritual counselor online, yeah?
Yeah, well, some inspiration I have from you, Lauren, would be, you love singing. Well, I love dancing, so I was thinking I like the dance music, 90s trance dance, and I was thinking I could even just dance. Do a video with the music and just dance.
And that will raise your vibration, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to set that as a goal, to dance. To dance, yeah?
Because that's the only thing that really makes me feel good is when I listen to music, then I feel good.
That's going to raise your vibration, yeah? And get you close. Is this going to get you closer to becoming a spiritual counselor?
Well, it'll be spiritual, like maybe I can give talks and, I've done training in Reiki and different healing modalities as well.
So we're exploring, aren't we, Cara? Today we're going to be exploring everything. It's a bit like a brainstorm. Good. So you can give talks. Okay. What else can you do?
Well, even just, I think as light workers, isn't it just even our presence, like our light just being present with us? So even if I did like videos with meditation.
Yeah. Meditation and what else did you say? Videos. Yeah. Great. You see, we're looking now at the big topic and we're going to choose. This is your big topic, okay? Dancing around the house will raise your vibration, giving talks, being present, meditation. All of these things are part of your topic, yeah? It's like a brainstorm of how are you going to become this online spiritual counselor. And this is all bringing you closer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Towards achieving it. What else can you do to get closer to your goal? Just brainstorm.
Well, even now you can do counselling online, but I want to begin this course in psychotherapy that I've signed up for, but I haven't started studying it yet with my daughter at home. I'm not able to study.
Okay.
So that's another goal, is to get a diploma in this course.
Okay, right. Let's put that down. Goal to get a diploma as what's it called?
It's a 1-year diploma in psychotherapy.
Okay.
Counseling.
Psychotherapy. Okay, forget. I don't care about my spelling at the moment. Whatever. Okay, counseling online goal to get a diploma 1 year in psychotherapy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're becoming more specific now. Yeah. It's totally realistic. People do it. Okay, so that means it's realistic. Yeah. Now, okay, so if you do this diploma psychotherapy, Will this help you to an online spiritual counselor?
Well, it'll have the diploma qualification there for people who need to know that. Whereas I know I'm naturally a counsellor, you know, I'm a spiritual counsellor.
You're already a natural spiritual counselor. You're a starseed. And, you know, I don't think you even need to worry about, well, my personal opinion is you don't need to even do that. You could start now with what you know, because there's millions of people that are going to need you. But that's going to be your choice. But I'm just interested in you getting you closer to your goal. So is your goal now to do this diploma or to go straight to becoming an online spiritual counselor?
Yeah, maybe I can do it alongside it, do both.
Okay, right.
I
Okay,
would feel ready now to do counselling. I
pardon?
worked, like I volunteered in a counselling centre before as well. And
Fantastic. Okay, so you've already more or less done it. Do you want to talk a little bit about, to clarify to me what it is, an online spiritual counselor? Let's have a look at it. Can you clarify it?
well, basically, it's like counselling, but it's just going to be online. You know, it's not just from the mind, from thinking, you know, it's from the whole body, from the emotions, from the heart, and just all encompassing, you know, and spirit obviously will be there as well, you know, and spirit will guide me with people.
Okay, so how are you going to actually achieve that? How do you feel in this session we can get you closer? I know you said 1 year of a diploma, but are there other ways to do it? Maybe quicker, maybe faster? In
Yeah, I
order,
would have to find out.
anyone who's done it?
I've heard of counselling online, but I haven't looked into it, like how I'd get my name on it or how I could say just spiritual counselling when people will look for a diploma maybe or qualification.
Okay. So do you know, here's a question. Do you know anyone who is doing it? Do you know anyone who's already doing what you want to do? Like a mentor, or do you know anyone?
No.
Okay. Would you like to know someone who's already doing it
Yeah, I could find out.
to achieve the goal?
Maybe more.
Would that help you to become that online spiritual counselor? If you
Yeah,
knew someone
it's good to have the background information to know how to go about it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we've got a goal now for the session or for the week. Background information, okay? Oh, what happened there? Sorry. You see, everyone is different, and I work with everyone. I would work in a different way. With you, it's more exploration. Okay, so background, my intuition tells me what to do. Info on how to do this, yeah? You need some background information. Now, is that achievable?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So is it
I
specific?
can only look into it and see what I find out.
Okay. So your goal for the session is, how am I going to, you know, to get, so you've already set your goal. You want background information. You've set a goal. Background information. As long as it's getting you closer to achieving your goal, then this is good. Okay. So you want background information on how to achieve your goal. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with the session, aren't we? Right? Okay. So now we're looking at, we've got a goal, we've got a topic. The topic is to become a spiritual online counselor. The goal is to get the background information on how to achieve it. That's the key. Now we look at your reality. Okay, so how can you do this? What do you need to do? How realistic is it for you to get background information on how to achieve your goal? It's realistic. We're doing it. People are doing it. You can do it, right? Okay, so what are your options? How can you do it? What would you do in order to get background information on how to become a spiritual counselor? So what do you need to do? Give me some
I
options.
need to go on to Google and type on spiritual
Online. Yeah. And check what?
See what spiritual counselors are online and how they're working.
What
see
spiritual
contact.
communities are online, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good. So you're going to go online and check out what spiritual communities are online in order to get that information that you need, yes?
Yeah.
And will that help you get closer to your goal if you do that?
Yeah, because I'll know how to advertise myself as well.
Okay, fantastic. So that is your action, to go online and check what spiritual communities are online to get the info that you need, which will help me get closer to my goal. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So now we have to set a time scale, because you see what I usually do is I usually set, if I have a really important goal, I'll chunk it down like we're doing, and then I'll say, right, by the end of January, I'm going to have another 2 patrons. Okay. So this is going to take me a week now, a little bit over a week to do this. So as long as I'm getting closer and closer to my goal every single day. Okay. So when are you going? So now we set an action. Okay. When are you going to go online? See, anybody can follow this and achieve. When are you going to go online? So you need to give yourself a date, a day and a time. And that is your commitment. Okay, so when are you going to do that?
Well, I can start tomorrow.
Okay, Sunday. Sunday is what's the date? 24th? 25th, is it?
I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, check.
The 24th tomorrow.
4th, okay. Okay, Sunday the 24th of January. What time?
Say 10 a.m.
10 a.m. That's night for me. Okay, so Sunday, 24th of January at 10 a.m. You're going to go online. Okay, right? So that's your action. Sunday, the 24th of January, 10 a.m. You're going to go online and you're going to find the spiritual communities and get the info that you need. Yes? Is that specific enough?
Yeah.
Fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you going online tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
10 out of 10. 10.
Sorry?
10.
10 a.m.
10 out of 10.
Oh, 10. Okay. Fabulous. You're committed 10 out of 10 to go online 10 a.m. tomorrow morning to achieve that goal, yes?
Yeah.
Is there anything at all that would deter you, that would take you down from that 10? Anything at all that you could think? I mean, at the moment, you're saying 10. So you're 100% committed. Is it realistic? Is it totally realistic?
It is realistic, but it might be, say, 10 past 10 if my daughter, if I have to do something with her.
Shall we make it less pressure then? And like I've done with taking off the pressure, saying 2 patrons instead of 5 extra, because you have to look after yourself and you have things around you. So how about we say between 10 and 12?
Yeah.
It's still specific, but you give yourself a time slot between 10 and 12 p.m. Yeah?
Yeah.
Make it easier.
Perfect. Yeah.
Less pressure, because I mean, you can go online. It's totally realistic. You've given yourself this
with my little girl. Yeah. So it makes it easier.
Pardon?
It makes it easier between 10 and 12 that I don't have to, be rushing around.
Fabulous. You see, when you work with me, Cara, you achieve the goal by the end of the session because you have an action, and your goal is to have an action that you can achieve, and you've got it. And I always say to people, you will achieve the goal for the session every time with me. I won't let you get away with it because you've set it. You set the goal. And once you've done that, let's look at something else because there's a whole week in front of us. Okay? What else can you do to get you towards your goal that is realistic for you?
Well, God, like, you know, I need a purpose now because you know how tough it is yourself as well. And just, you know, I think it's probably for light workers now is our time. You know, it's our time now to shine and to be happy. You know, and I just feel this is a whole new beginning now since January. And I just have to decide, you know, I want to get out there. I want to put myself out there and I want to be happy and for good things to happen, you know, because, you know, otherwise it's just too tough and you just, you know, you just want to cross over to the other side. You don't want to be here. It's too.
But this is where I have to bring you back again and keep you focused. You're very kinesthetic. You're an empath, obviously. You want to be happy. But what I need to do with you is I have to keep you grounded. Okay. So I want you to try and, in one sentence, can you give me a sentence of one more action? Because you've got one. You are going to go online tomorrow between 10 and 12 p.m. and you're going to look at what we said here. Look at spiritual communities to get the info that you need. Okay, that's one action that you feel comfortable with and you feel safe with, and it will move you closer to your goal and it will raise your vibration. Yeah? Can you give me one more action that you can do over the whole of the week, the coming week, that's going to keep you on a high vibration and it's going to, you said dancing.
I think meditation.
Meditation. Okay. Okay. So when do you want to meditate?
Just to clear my head and feel peace and for ideas to come through.
Yes, exactly. When do you want to meditate?
Well, probably the best time would be, you know, like 5 a.m.
5 a.m. What day?
I'll say every second day.
Fantastic. Every second day. So shall we make that a bit more specific? So Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Because if you do your best, yeah? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 a.m. in the morning. For how long each time?
An hour.
1 hour. Is that realistic? Because Tara will be asleep, yeah?
Yeah.
So you'll have the time. 1 hour each time? Okay. How's it going to make you feel? Okay, this is your second action. How are you going to remember these actions? Can you write them down or something?
Yeah.
Can you write them down? So you've got two actions here that are going to raise your vibration and you will be in a completely different space when we talk next week. Now, how would you feel, because you're so kinesthetic, I want you to close your eyes now. And it's Saturday, again, the 30th of January. You're on here with me and everyone is watching you and wishing you well. And you have got a list of spiritual communities because you went on yesterday at 10 a.m. and you have meditated for an hour, 5 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. How does it feel, Cara? You achieved your goals in 1 week.
Amazing.
How does it feel?
Amazing. I'm thrilled. A whole new beginning.
Fantastic.
It's a new me. I'm living my purpose.
Okay.
Because I'm not living my purpose now.
Is
know,
that enough, or can you set any more goals to help you? What about the dancing? Because you seem to really want to do some dancing. Because I know if you get that music on, you start dancing, and if I do, then your vibration just goes through the roof.
Yeah, you don't even want to sleep, and that's when you're up all night.
Pardon?
That's when you're awake all night. You don't want to sleep because you're just so excited and happy.
Yeah. So, do you want to set that as a goal? Some dancing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I better do it in the daytime for now, otherwise I won't go to sleep at night. And I'm exhausted
When
every
do
day.
you want to do the dancing? When do you want to do it?
I'll say every day for the dancing.
Every day. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. What time?
Well, will I say whenever I may, because every day is a bit different.
Okay.
Say,
So I want to make it a little bit more specific so you'll stick to it.
yeah. I'll say what time will I say? Maybe from 12 until 1.
At 12 to 1 p.m. Can you dance with Tyra?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So that takes away that, doesn't it? That pressure. If he can dance with you and you can have some fun. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how realistic is this for you?
10.
I mean, are you writing these down?
I've memorized them. Will I write them down as well?
Write down the 3, yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 actions, and I need to put them down as well because then I will be able to ask you how you got on. Now, don't be worried if you haven't done it. You know, that we go according to what you are doing, because if you can't do something, then we'll have an issue to deal with. Do you understand?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is brilliant in order to take that issue and chunk that down. So you do your best. Okay, so your actions for Cara are 1, to dance every day with Tyra. Okay, so that's 1. To 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. have a time slot to check the internet. To check community, spiritual community. Fabulous. And the third one was meditation, which is actually, I'd say, the most important one, isn't it? Meditation is the most important one. I have an app called Envision, and when I can't meditate because I'm all over the place, I'll put on meditations. I think it's free. Envision. I'll put it on here in a minute. So meditation, how long? For 1 hour. Is that? And that's 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day. You said no. We said Monday, Wednesday.
It's just I'm not getting enough sleep, and if I say every day, I won't do it every day because I'll have to go back to sleep.
So that's your 3 actions. Okay, how committed are you to achieving those actions by this time next week?
10 out of 10.
You can. They're very realistic, and if you can get yourself to meditate an hour a week, then you will fly, because you will be able to come up with all these solutions. Why? That's why, because we're in 5D. We're in 5D. If we were in 5D now, will we be on the floor worrying and being able to set those goals with you? I wouldn't be focused to work with you. My head would be all over, oh my God, I've got no one, no one's going to help me, yada, yada. I'm not feeling that at all.
Yeah, the energy is higher now, isn't it? You feel higher now. You can feel the change. The energy is heightened. You know, we're on a different level.
Now this, I'm going to be around a few times. You know, it'll be streaming, because this is a really good coaching session. Now, compared to the session, you more or less said it. You did. Do you feel that you've moved closer to becoming a counselor?
Yeah.
I have moved
I
closer.
was here again.
And the
Not
vibe has changed. The vibration is higher. I feel very, very grateful to have been able to have done this with you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Offer you this because I'm not even thinking about it now.
Sorry?
My father was a natural life coach. He used to say there's a solution to everything. And he used to say there's a solution to everything. And then he would bang his foot on the floor, except this, as if to say, well, that's the end. But there's a solution for everything. And he brought me to believe that there's always a solution. Life coaching is about moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. It's not counseling. So I'm not going to have someone here sitting here and telling me the stories and the problems. There's no point. You can't move forward. And you can't solve the problem. That's the issue. Love it. Fantastic. So there you go.
Life coaching is better than counselling.
Pardon?
Life coaching works better than counselling.
Oh, it's amazing. Life coaching is amazing. But we incorporate a lot of self-love and self-nurturing.
Lauren, I'm just going to try and move higher because I can't hear you properly.
Okay, no worries. No worries. I'm going to send a link to Gina.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Can I talk to you tomorrow?
Yeah, no worries. Okay, bye. Bye. Hi. Hang on. So my viewers count isn't working, which is really annoying, but I can see the people are watching. But the thing is that even if you don't, I'm saying that you can do this and you felt it. So when you're meditating, I want you to feel what's it going to feel like to be this amazing spiritual counselor that you already are, Cara. You already are a spiritual counselor, because I don't believe that you need training. And when the world changes and when we get the world that we deserve, we haven't got it yet, and it's not going to happen overnight. People are going to come to you anyway. I've got certificates because I trained, but I don't have a certificate in mediumship. I don't have a certificate in intuition. I don't have a certificate in, you know what I mean, in life. Life is life. I've got it through living and my life experience. And you've got so much to offer from your kindness and your love and your support and your nurturing. And in the interview with Charlie, we talked about that. We are needed. At the moment, we don't have that many viewers, but at some point, it's going to explode, especially when everyone comes onto Patreon, because we're a family then. We get rid of the trolls. We get rid of anyone who's trying to drag us down. And so that is my aim, is to create that massive family of, like, imagine 1,000 people on Patreon, all of us. That's what I've got on Facebook, because anyone who isn't gets wiped off. They protect me. Any dark hats are wiped off straight away. They can't come near me anymore. But they haven't taken over the YouTube yet. Well, they have taken over my Facebook, and so I'm not getting the trolls as much as I was, because, you know, I had enough. But what I'm saying is, I want to create a safe community for all of us. And so Patreon is safe, I'd say, at the moment. And because I can't say half of what I want to say on here, I can't say 99% of what I want to say. So what I'm saying is, and you're part of it. You're part of Moving on TV. So you already are a spiritual counselor. When you're ready, we'll do an interview and you'll be asking for clients, and we will have people. There's 144,000 of us. Where are they all? They'll be on here and they'll be in your universe because you know what I mean? This is the place you're going to make it happen. And somebody else will watch this session, because at the moment, whoops, where have we gone? At this moment, people are trying to figure out what's going on. And me and Charlie, the interview we did was, don't go out there trying to figure out what's going on. Go inside and figure yourself out.
I tried to watch the video on Patreon, but I couldn't watch it. It said privacy issue.
You should be able to, being a patron. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it said sorry because of privacy issues. You can't watch it.
Yeah, only for patrons. I don't understand that. I'll talk to you about that in a minute.
I was going to leave you a message about it later.
Okay. I'm trying to figure this stuff out myself. But you should be able to because it says patrons only. So they go from Vimeo. Is it the new one? An older one with Charlie.
Yeah, the new one. You sent me an email today about it.
With the one.
Yeah. Vimeo on Patreon. Yeah.
The one, because that's the newest one. It's not new. It's a messenger of light. It's where we delve all the way back to why did he become who he was, because that's what I do. I go right back to the beginning and look at everything. And so
yes, I couldn't watch that video.
Pardon?
I wasn't able to watch it.
Okay, I'll check that out. I'm not
but
sure.
But that's not the interview you did today with him, no?
Oh, no. He's going to be doing that one. I've given that over to him.
So I'll look out on his page.
He'll get loads of views. He'll get loads of views, and that'll be exciting, wouldn't it? And we talked about moving on TV on there, so more people are going to find out. It's exciting.
Brilliant.
And Daddy Dragon is going to use the video I made for Little Pippa. So you see, things are happening nice and gently, and they'll happen for you because you're on it. So anyway, so we've got you to the level where I wanted to get you to, and so we'll talk again next week, and we'll explore how it went. Did you write everything down?
Yeah, I have everything down.
Is there anything else that you want to be able to do that's realistic that will get you closer to your goal before we speak again?
Well, I think that's plenty, Lauren, for this week. I'll be busy.
That's fantastic. So thank you so much, sweetheart. I hope you enjoyed that. And this is Cara, and we've been working on helping her to get closer to becoming a spiritual counselor. And this week we will look at Cara's, all being well, please God, because no one knows what's going to happen by next week. All being well, we will look again at Cara's situation. We will go through the actions, see how she got on. Okay. So thank you, sweetheart. And I'm going to put you back in the waiting room now. God, I'm still the heating on. And I'll definitely check out what's going on with the Patreon because I don't understand why you can't watch it.
It was great seeing you, chatting to you, Lauren.
It's been lovely meeting you at long last, sweetheart. And thank you so much for the donation for the webcam. I'm really grateful. As you can see, it's better, isn't it? It's clearer.
Yeah, it's a good picture now. Yeah, and the voice and all is very clear.
The volume is better as well.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you so much. So I shall see you soon. Lots of love, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So there you go. So we did a session with Cara. I'm going to finish here now and send it around.
God. He's a little bit early, so he's not starting his talk till 2. But this is my bro. Paul McDonald from Positive to say hi.
I know you.
And he's going to do a talk to you about the beautiful Positivity Centre in Burnham at about 2 o'clock. So hopefully we're going to have a few more people here. But you see, this is the thing, is we're doing this together. We're doing everything we can to send out the love and the compassion to you guys and stay safe in the crazy world, aren't we, Paul?
Aye. Let me get all.
Woo! He's going to sing. We did promise you entertainment. Wow, look at that. You look fantastic, everybody. Come on.
Feel good.
Come on. Woo! Let's encourage him.
Yeah.
Woo!
Does everyone in here today feel good?
Yes!
I'm from, my name's Paul McDonald, and I'm from the Positivity Centre in Burnham, which I run with my lovely lady over there, Cecile. And,
There's the gorgeous family. There they
it's
are.
a centre, and it's all based around positivity and how you can make more of that positivity inside yourself. But positivity is an inside job. So what I want to do when I'm coming here today is to try and help people feel more positive, but be more positive in themselves. And the one way to do that, which I like concentrating on, is intuition. And with intuition, the only way to get to know your intuition is by getting to know yourself, by sitting with yourself. And some people find it hard. How do I sit there with myself? How do I get in a space to meditate? First of all, you literally just have to sit there. So I invite anyone who's interested, if they want to sit there and learn to become more intuitive, feel more intuitive, and this can help with anything to do with such things as public speaking, to do with such things as art, whatever it is you want to do in life. Intuition is a major key aspect to it, because your intuition allows you to bring through your gifts and what you are. Your intuition allows you to bring through the you, who you are, who you are here and meant to be. And everyone's here and supposed to be themselves as much as possible. You can't be anyone else as much as you can be you. And when you go to these seminars and these life coaches and they talk about they're the best at what they do, because you are the best at what you can do. No one is better than you at being you and what you do. So I can confidently get up here today with complete truth and say, I am the best at what I do. What you're going to get out of me today is the best of what I do. And what I'm good at is being intuitive. And my intuition is trying to lead me on to help other people be intuitive. And your intuition is your self, is your everything that's good about you, everything that you're here to do, to work with and offer, is yourself, and what it is you've got in yourself, being that your intuition. So, the mind blank then. Right. So now I've had a bit of a mind blank, so I never see anything as a mistake, so it's now giving me a chance to sit there and feel. Because there's no scripts. So I've just got to sit here and feel, because my intuition comes from a place of consciousness. Everyone is conscious, everyone is alive, everyone is aware of their being, everyone can feel that they're alive. For example, you've got Jesus Christ, all of these avatars, these figures that are trying to help people in life, these religious figures, they're all being themselves as much as possible. Buddha, Moses, all these I can't think of all the names, Guru Nanak from the Sikh religion, the man who discovered Tai Chi, all of them sat there and they went inside themselves and they found what was good for them. And then they shared it with other people, and then you take from them what resonates with you. Not everything, just the bits that resonate with you, then your intuition tells you what resonates with you. Hence you're listening to your intuition, then you gather everything that you feel intuitively right for you, put it all together, and that makes up your own particular gifts. So you take from what you feel that you need to take from, and if they don't resonate with this because it's not meant for you. Does that make sense? So therefore, you're offering to the world yourself. And you are special. There's no mistake with you. The fact you're alive, the fact you exist, is a massive thing. Millions of people all over the world are here for a reason. You're here for a reason. Everyone's here for a reason. There's no point in not being you. When people say, don't be egotistical, be completely egotistical as much as possible, because your ego is here to be you and your ego as much as possible. That's how special you are, but knowing that's part of a higher grand scheme which uses and works for everyone. But you need to be you as much as possible and offer what you've got as much as possible. Because you exist. And it will almost be like sticking your fingers up at God if you're not you as much as possible. So it's okay, you can follow various religions, follow various belief systems, but you don't need to, because everything comes from the same consciousness. You come from the same universe, the same source, the same consciousness as Buddha, as Krishna, as Jesus, as all these Tai Chi masters, as Tony Robbins, as Eckhart Tolle, these great philosophers and life coaches. They sit there and they tap into the same source which you're part of. Therefore it's in you. Therefore everyone can do it. Therefore, all you need to do is sit and listen to yourself. So one thing I'd like everyone to do, whoever's interested, is just to sit there and not try and wipe out any thoughts, not try not thinking, but to sit there and feel you as much as possible. Feel your aliveness as much as possible. Feel your traits as much as possible. Feel your imagination as much as possible. Feel your personality as much as possible. Let all the thoughts come and go. Don't try and get rid of anything. In fact, all the negative stuff, love it. Because we don't want to suppress it. We don't want to separate it. We want to love it. Therefore, you don't separate it. You merge it all together and you use it all. Even if you feel negative thoughts, don't try and dismiss them. Use all your negative thoughts and use them and feel them just as your being. Everything's made of everything. Everything's got a positive and a negative, but use it all and create with it all. If you can create with good, just as a thought, when you're annoyed, when you get angry, you feel really tense, really anxious, but you feel lots of energy, and you almost feel like when people get in a rage, they get in a rage because there's a whirlwind of energy in you. Well, what would happen if you could focus that whirlwind of energy? You can really use that energy, really, really use it. And embrace it. Don't try and dismiss it. But use it. Feel that negativity in you. Feel that everything that makes you negative, everything that makes you upset, everything that makes you annoyed, feel that alongside the positive stuff, because you can't just feel and be positive. Everyone knows that. You have to embrace both, but use it for a positive outcome. So feel as much as possible. And when you meditate, when people meditate, the more they meditate, the more all you're doing is when you meditate, you're becoming more aware of your feeling, of your being, of your consciousness. And the more you feel that, the more you feel everything. The more you're allowing your body to feel everything. And by doing that, you're tapping into all consciousness. And all consciousness has many different things going on, and you're going to feel all of that. Some days you wake up and think, why am I feeling rubbish? Because you're connected to everything in life, and sometimes you feel that. And the more you meditate, the more you become aware of consciousness and being, the more you're connected and feeling everything. But we need to feel it, and we need to hold it and give it space, and then we can use it. So feel everything in your entire being, especially the negative stuff. Feel it, let your body feel it as a whole. And whilst doing so, let your intuition, which gives you all your thoughts, your intuition which gives you all your visions, all your ideals, all your dreams, but not from the head, from the place in your heart. Picture these things, visualize them, and then see them and feed that visual representation with all that energy in you, with all that rage, and use it. Because if we don't use it, it's just out there hanging around in the ether, where some depressed person picks up on it, uses it to create more problems or do some insidious act. This is a problem when people don't engage and feel and use that negative energy. When you just try to create love alone and positivity alone, you're separating oneness into duality. And when you concentrate on just one side of the coin, you're also strengthening and invigorating the other side. You imagine the two together, you've got negative, you've got positive, yin and yang. That's life. They're together, they're in balance. But when you just try and focus on one and repress the other, you separate them. This is the nature of duality. So you can create as much love and light and positivity as possible. But by doing that, you're also creating the opposite. Maybe not with you, but somewhere in the collective consciousness of the world, everything's connected. So you, by focusing on the signature energy of one aspect of life, you're strengthening the other side. Therefore, you're seeing in the planet at the moment loads of people very positive, loads of people doing lots of good stuff, lots of meditation, lots of brilliant things. But at the same time, they're also invigorating the polar opposite, which is there's lots of stabbings going on, lots of insidiousness, lots of schizophrenia, because people are trying to separate them. Fill them both, fill them together, use them, neutralise them. You don't have complete excitement, and then you don't have a complete drop that comes with the excitement. You just have this nice joyousness, which is in the heart. There's a difference. And it's important that we do this because we can't get away from it. Even if you want to sit here now and you're not interested in what I'm on about or what anyone's on about, if you don't believe in it, it's still going to affect you anyway. Either way, you're hypnotising people, you're being hypnotised, you're life coaching, everyone's coaching. It will either be negative, positive or whatever it is. We're all using people, we're all manipulating people, we're all some sort of energy vampire where we're trying to suck things from other people because we can't feel content in ourselves. And at the moment on this planet, there's a rising magnetic energy. Every now and again there's these fluctuations, there's these cycles. There's a man called, it's either Greg Braden or Greg Barden. He's Greg Braden. And this bloke, he dips his foot in both worlds. He dips his feet into complementary stuff, into holistic stuff, and he's also into his metaphysical science, and he's mainstream and alternative. And he was looking at about these scientists. They had some satellites out that they take an account of what's going on with the electromagnetic energy of the planet. And they found out that there's a peak that happened in I can't remember the date, but they worked it out and they said there was a peak of electromagnetic energy. And this peak of electromagnetic energy happened at the time of 9/11. When 9/11 happened, that was obviously, everyone knows that it's not even a conspiracy, you can see that there was something happened, whoever done it for a negative reason. But due to the amount of people all over the world who were in shock and their heart opened in shock and in care, that actually raised the electromagnetic energy of the planet. So I'm going off the point a bit. Also, the same man, Greg Braden, have I got it right, Lauren?
Yeah, you have.
He's found out with a load of other scientists, they took a great big tube of ice out of the ground, and this tube of ice is showing the same cycles every few thousand years. So every now and again we get this raise in solar energy. Solar magnetic energy is life force. It's that invigorating electrical life force in us, and the more that raises, the more solar flares are hitting this planet, the more it invigorates and heightens everything, whether that be negative or positive. So it'd be great if we could invigorate. I'll speak anyway. It'd be great if you can invigorate them both together rather than separate. So you're seeing, as much as there's a lot of war going on, everything's heightened. You're noticing a lot of good stuff going on. You're noticing a lot of community stuff going on. You're noticing a lot of war happening. You're noticing a lot of political stuff going on, a lot of economic stuff changing, these massive rises and falls, but also at the same time there's lots of big changes, lots of shifts, lots of lots of new inventions, lots of new philosophies, not new philosophies, but lots of brainstorming. This is because absolutely everything is heightened because of electromagnetic energy from the sun. So we're really in a time where we really do need to sit with ourselves and allow our intuition from our heart come through rather than the disimbalances in our head. And the disimbalances in our head come through when we're being too stimulated, when we're on phones too much, when we're on laptops too much, because it's that quick fix stimulation that's stimulating, I don't quite know the chemicals, but it's these quick fix stimuli which is used for marketing reasons. It's purely for marketing, for some rich dudes to make money who's in that side, you know, into that aspect of life. But it's caused a bit of a problem where it's causing everyone to be all over the place because we all just want that quick fix. I'm only just talking to my daughters about it today. It's in India they call it pranic energy, in Christianity they call it the Holy Ghost, or they call it, there's another word, they call it breath, ruach, maybe I can't pronounce it right, but it's all just energy. Ruach, yeah. Ruach. It's basically your life force energy, but different countries call it different things. But you've all got it, so you all just need to connect with that. Basically covering a few different things here, but my whole intention is to try and get people to be more intuitive. Either be sound, either free movement. Allow your body, when you sit there and just relax and you feel your body gives you what you need. You may need to shout, but there's nowhere we can go out and shout. A few years ago I was going through issues, I wanted to go out and scream. He said to me, I don't care, I did go out in the middle of the field and scream. Yeah. This was at night and then I'd done it again. And I turned around and had to laugh because one of my neighbours was standing at the top of this hill. Thinking it was his nutcase. But then you don't feel like you can do it because if you do it, someone's going to think you're nuts, or some woman out walking their dog's going to think you're a crazy person. So we need somewhere where we can go and do that. The positivity centres where I invite people to come and do that, where you can release. Because first you need to release all your conditioning, you need to release all of your rubbish, you need to release all them blockages, that the stuff you keep in where I can't be myself, I've got to follow what everyone else does, but I feel this is what I really want to do, this is how I really want to dress, this is what I really want to do, I want to go out and dance, I want to be a ballet singer, but oh, my dad doesn't want me to do that, my dad, you know, I need to do this masculine job, or a woman who, you know, everyone's under pressure of what society tells them they need to do, but we're creating problems and blockages in us, and us being connected to everyone else consciously, we're creating problems in the collective consciousness, which is creating even more bigger problems and making us more and more stuck. Creating problems energetically, emotionally, and everything affects everything else. So I invite anyone who wants to lose their stresses, who wants to relax more, who wants to let go, who wants to feel more inspired, who wants to be themselves, who wants to be more creative, who wants to be more of themselves in order to give other people permission to be more of themselves. And when you're being yourself, as I said, you let yourself through, you let your intuitive gifts through, because you're here for a reason. You know, think of like how many planets had to collide, smash and be destroyed in order for you to be here now. How many people had to meet up, make love, have babies, die, in order for you to be here now. That's how important and relevant you are to this life now. If you take you out of the picture, life cannot exist. It just can't. And you're here for a reason. So you might as well be you and that reason as much as possible. And that's not by following anything else, but following yourself. And by following yourself, you'll work in accordance with a higher consciousness that works through us all. If everyone listens to themselves, they'll all be still listening to that higher consciousness, energy, source that works through all of us. Because we all know that there's an energy in us, there's some sort of consciousness, there's a feeling. activitycentre.co.uk, it's also on Facebook. We have meditation, we have mindfulness, we have ecstatic dance, we have sound therapy, we have all sorts of stuff to get, we have art expression. We're soon going to be doing like sober range, where it's getting people, it starts off where people can just relax And then you slowly just let everyone close their eyes and then just start moving. And then you end up, you just dance, and in the end you don't care. You're high on just enjoying yourself. And then the more you do it, the more you start to invigorate that pattern within yourself. And the more other people start to see you being happier without the need of drink, without the need of drugs, without the need of all these outside influences, and you just enjoying being yourself and expressing yourself, the more they start to say, hey, that's working for him, I want to do it. And energetically you will influence them anyway, you can't not, because energetically you're connected with them. So it will inspire and invigorate other people. I've seen it in my own life. I made changes in my own life about 15 years ago. And slowly, people who used to think I was nuts, or Paul, you're a weirdo, Paul, you're into all this airy-fairy stuff, this hippie stuff. Slowly, I've seen massive changes of people around me. And then changes they've seen around people around them. You influence people. You really do change everything. As soon as you were born, you changed everything. That's how amazing and how intricate and important you are to everything. So if you do really want to be you as much as possible and lose the entanglement of what's been created in yourself, lose miseries in yourself, lose anxiety, if you want to get rid of all this nasty stuff and be yourself, be confident, be more inspirational, be more artistic, be more expressionate, be more everything great about being you as much as possible, then I suggest maybe come down to the Positivity Centre or anywhere in fact that describes that way of life and that way of being yourself. Go and do it. Go and learn or actually unlearn. Go and remember who you are at Soul Essence, which is you and your state of being. Freedom of you being you. But it starts off, you need to first sit and just breathe and feel your own breath, feel your own spirit, feel your own consciousness. Give space to yourself and let yourself unfold the way you were born and designed to be. With that, I'm going to say take care. Thank you, Lauren, and this place is beautiful.
It is. Thank you, Paul. Hang on. Thank you. No, thank you, Paul. Just stay there a second.
What therapies are available at the Positivity Centre?
With therapies we've got at the Positivity Centre, we've got a hypnagogic light. It's a bit like when you're younger and you've got these kaleidoscopic things. But what it is you're lying down on the bed and this light, it's like quick pulsing flashes. Its frequency is converted into sound and light. So you've got your eyes closed, the light goes through, hits your optic nerve and sends that signal to the brain. So it's like hypnotic, but it's absolutely beautiful. And you can put yourselves, there's many different frequencies, energetic frequencies, relaxation frequencies, frequencies to help you feel more invigorated. If it's a quick lunch thing that you need to just feel more invigorated, it works. We've got testimonials. I've had various people, some people have used it and said that their old memories come up and then they faded away. And then at the end of the session they said they had a bad back and the bad back went. And the logical conclusion of is the memories that were brought up from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind released the energetic influences which they were feeling in their body. This is one of them, and it has many different effects. Some people feel a state of bliss. Some people feel a sense of high. Some people feel clarity. There's 50 different programs, and there's many more to be made. And alongside that, we have the liquid sound bed, which is it's like a massage table with a heated waterbed on top, and transducer speakers underneath, which gives out the same frequency through a vibration through the bed. This is good for fibromyalgia, it's good for post-traumatic stress, good for anxiety, good for pain relief. A friend of mine who's he's a bit of a busker in London, lives out in does a lot of stuff in London basically, a lot of squatting, he's in that sort of lifestyle where he's to do with music and he lives out a lot. And he suffers with bad blood circulation due to being out in the cold. After 15 minutes of being on this bed, he even noticed that the blood circulation in his feet was a lot better. But this is great for everything. All life is frequency and electricity and vibration. Hence, it's the pre-medicinal thing that we need. It's these elements of life that we need to use. Myself, I do healing. It'll be different types of healing. Sometimes it uses sound to invigorate people. Sometimes I relax people. Sometimes you use different analogies to put people into a lucid state where you can then help them with the information they want you to give them to help remold the way they want to think, to empower them. You've got Cecile, she does Indian head massage. We're also going to have the Shirodhara treatment, which is an ancient Ayurvedic treatment where it's basically a line on the bed and you've got this spin stream of warm oil concentrating coming down the forehead. Very relaxing, very beautiful feeling and experience. We've also got what's the other one, Cecile? The far infrared dome. It's basically like a dome that goes over the body and it helps. It penetrates into everything, bone, blood, marrow, cells, everything. It's a bit like the solar energy of the sun and also the same energy you get when you're doing healing. And as I've said, healing is just electromagnetic energy. Nothing supernatural about it. It's just very natural. Very, very natural. There's a lot of stimulus that stops us feeling that and using it. And this bed again works on depression, works on aches and pains, invigorates blood cells. It's great for absolutely everything. So we've got the liquid sound table, the hypnagogic light, Reiki, a lady who does theta healing, which changes mind concepts, oxygen, facial therapy and oxygen therapy as well, which helps. I think Lauren's had this. It helps it gives you more concentration of oxygen. Where a lot of us will stance, basically, where we're not being ourselves, where we don't walk properly, we're all over the place, we walk, we walk with a bit of a swagger, we're thinking all the time, we're not being present, we're not standing properly, we're not holding ourselves properly, we're not eating properly, it's all a symbiotic relationship. Then the blood flow isn't the same, our breathing isn't the same, we're not taking in as much breath, and the breath is the thing that brings through your life force. So therefore, when you're getting that oxygen therapy, it helps give you what you naturally should be doing anyway. Invigorating and bringing in more breath through proper stance, through proper. When you're relaxed, you're breathing. You breathe a whole lot more deeper. When you're all erratic, when your mind's erratic, you breathe shallow. You're more tense. Your heart's more tense. The chemicals in your body flow a lot more insidiously. So oxygen therapy is something we should be doing ourselves, but it's there as an aid for people who have erratic lifestyles, corporate lifestyles, people who have to be bang on the ball, people who are, corporate lifestyles is one of the main things where you really have to follow what someone else is telling you. You've got to follow this pressure, you've got to follow this goal, you've got to follow this deal. Most of the time there's no time to be yourself. But there is a space where you can come and do that. The light machine helps you do that. The healing helps you do that. The dancing exercises, the Tai Chi, the meditation, the yoga, everything. All of these things are there to help you relax. Even if you've got a busy lifestyle, as long as you're I can't think of the word. As long as you're putting a bit of time aside to, there's another word that's gone out myself, to counteract it. That's enough, even if it's just 10 minutes a day.
Would you organise away days for companies at all?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So we've got a team of people, we can do anything. It's basically just needing to know time and dates.
Yeah.
We can have things going at the centre, we can go to places. I'd quite like to get some sort of bus which goes around to corporate places and takes this to them, because I think it's important, because it's corporations that run the planet, to be quite honest, and so they need to be in a harmonious state. They need to feel more. Everyone needs to feel more. The more you feel everything. The more compassion you have. The more you feel and understand what's going on in the world, the more you're aware and concerned for what's happening. So corporations are behind most of things in lifestyle, most aspects of life. So that's a key one. A bit like education, I'd love to go more into schools, because these are the people that are going to be ruling the world in the future, and it's a key aspect that they need to have these schools. I mean, schools are concentrating primarily on academic stuff. That's like 10 or 20% of what we're about. Where is the concentration on feeling, on expression, on being yourself? All these massive things, the main things. There's so much pressure in school because no one's allowed to be themselves. I see it all the time with my daughters. So this is one of the main things we need to Well, all of it's important, but corporate stuff, educational stuff, these are key parts of life that need addressing with this lifestyle and these practices.
Good. Right. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. I just,
Thank you.
I just am in awe of Paul McDonald, and I feel that you're just a very, very enlightened person. And I remember I met you just when I was on crutches coming out of the wheelchair, and I knew that we were going to be working together, and we were going to be good friends, and we were just connected in some way. But what I'd like to say about the Positivity Centre, because a lot of what we've heard here is about what the therapies that happen. My experience of the Positivity Centre is it's my retreat. It's basically home. I've never really felt hot in most places in my life, and yet when I go to the Positivity Centre, even if it's just to sit in the beautiful garden and look at some of the deer sometimes that come there, or just sit by a tree and have a good cry, I feel that I can be myself, completely be myself. And that's one of the reasons that I invited Paul here, not just to tell you about the incredible therapies that are happening, but because you can just go there, you can go to the beautiful coffee shop and have one of the best, sorry Lauren, she's not here today, but one of the best hot chocolates, vegan, with organic oat milk in your life, and meet the most incredible people and basically form a tribe, form a family that we're trying to do here in the front room. So I think that Paul deserves an amazing round of applause, and so does Cecile over there, because they've done it together, and they're a beautiful family. Because whenever Martin and I go there, we feel like we're in our family. We're always welcomed, we're always treated with respect. We even got a beautiful meal yesterday. We bought our own food. But basically, I think Paul, for what he spoke about today and the way he, presented it to you, I can't speak like that. And I hope that it got into your hearts and that you got it. So you know where to go. It's on Ashton Lane, Burnham. It's 3 minutes away from the High Street. And we hope that everyone's going. We're all going to join together. So what Hope Glory Productions is doing, helping you find peace in the world starts with peace in the heart. With what Paul and Cecile are doing, what me and Martin are doing, with what Odelia is doing with the beautiful food and gluten-free cakes. The front room, we're all there for you, here in High Wycombe and in Burnham, Berkshire, to create a better world.
Falun Dafa, also known as Falun Gong, is an advanced self-cultivation practice that improves mental and physical wellness through physical exercises and the development of one's character. In China, cultivation practices have a history of thousands of years and form the spiritual foundation of Chinese civilization. In 1992, Falun Dafa was introduced to the public by Master Li Hongzhi. The practice quickly spread because of its profound principle and proven health benefits. By 1999, with over 100 million practitioners, Falun grown to become the largest practice of its kind in China and the world. Traditional Chinese medicine focuses on energy channels and believes of the body is related to health of the mind. Falun Dafa cultivates mind and body simultaneously, improving the body's natural immunity.
I had a very immune system. I was sick all the time. And I came to the practice, but I immediately stopped getting sick. I kept thinking, why am I not getting sick? I kept saying, what's wrong? As a matter of fact, I go to parties now, and they used to say, oh, give baby, she never gets sick.
I feel an inner body that's very subtle and hard to describe. It feels very good. I could have very little sleep and I'll feel awakened, but not like the energetic, like very calm and collected energy. It can feel like a day, and then I'm and ready to go.
To be practice Falun Gong, got scolded by my boss or supervisor. I was annoyed, and immediately I would complain to others or feel it wasn't fair. But after I started practicing, the biggest lesson I learned was looking inside and always find something.
Falun Dafa, also known as Falun Gong, self-cultivation practice that improves mental and exercises, and the development of one's character. In China, cultivation practices a history of thousands of years, spiritual foundation of Chinese civilization. In 1992, Falun Dafa was introduced to the public by Master Li Hongzhi. The practice quickly spread because of its profound principles and proven health benefits. By 1999, with over 100 million practitioners, Falun Dafa had grown to become the largest practice in China and around the world. Traditional Chinese medicine focuses on energy channels and believes that the health of the body is related to the health of the mind. Falun Dafa cultivates mind and body simultaneously, improving the body's natural immunity.
I had a very, very bad immune system. I was sick all the time. And I came to the practice for spiritual reasons, but I immediately stopped getting sick. I kept thinking, why am I not getting sick? I kept saying, what's wrong? As a matter of fact, I go to parties now, and they used to say, oh, give the sick babies to Jeannie. She never gets sick.
I feel an energy in my body that's very subtle and hard to describe, but it feels very good. I could have very little sleep and I'll feel awakened, but not like a coffee energetic, like a very calm and collected energy. And that 1 hour it can feel like a day, and then I'm refreshed and ready to go.
So before I practiced Falun Gong, when I got scolded by my boss or supervisor, I was very annoyed, and immediately I would complain about others, or felt it wasn't fair. But after I started practicing, the biggest lesson I learned was looking inside and always find something to improve within myself.
If I didn't like something that another person did, I would think about, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that that person does that. And I realized that it was having a direct effect on my health by having that bad thought about that person. And as soon as I realized that, I changed my thinking so that I wouldn't think about what things I didn't like or liked about other people, and more just how I should be responsible to being a good person and controlling my thinking and quieting my thinking. And then the headaches went away.
The first time I heard about Falun Dafa was actually when I was 12 years old. At the time, I was going through a rebellious stage. I barely talked to my parents. I come home, slam the door. Meditation taught me to look within. I started talking to my parents more. I started respecting them more. So my mother was very happy because, it's like she got her son back.
In 1983, I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, which is incurable in Western and Eastern medicine. In February 1998, a friend from China wrote me a letter. She told me that Falun Dafa is a true practice that can improve people's morals as well as physical health. So I began to practice Falun Gong. In 3 months, I totally recovered.
At the core of Falun Dafa are the values of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. Falun Dafa teaches that these are the supreme qualities of the universe and takes them to be a guide for daily life and practice.
Well, when I was little, I would stare at night, just sit in my bed and look at the stars and think, why were you here in the first place? Why do you even exist? And most of all, where do you come from? First time I read John Falun, the book on Falun Dafa, I felt a lot of those questions were just immediately answered.
I think the best benefit is the peace of mind. I have incredibly peace of mind. My family certainly has benefited. My husband said to me within a month I was much easier to live with.
Applying truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance to my daily life is the greatest challenge of my life, actually. You would think it's so simple, but therein lies the challenge. but everybody else around you feels it, you know, because you become lighter, you smile a lot more, and you become much more genuine.
It was like I was always searching for something, and it's so easy to think that what we're searching for is outside, whether it's money or clothes or beauty or whatever. And Falun Dafa just provided me with an inner peace that I just feel like whatever happens around me, I'm fine. Like I have these values and principles that I can follow. It's just like a sense of, not security, but inner security and sense of calm and peace, which I didn't have before.
Hey guys, welcome to Moving On TV. My name is Lauren Hope Glory. I'm the CEO of Moving On TV, the TV station that brings you hope. But today I'm here to give a testimonial, a big shout out to Paul and Cecile at the Positivity Center and to Paul McDonald's work that he's doing with the light and sound bed that I have been on there quite a few times now. Not only have I purchased these gorgeous crystals from the center. So let me tell you about my experiences. I've had the most incredible positive experiences, and I believe that everyone should go on there just to have this experience of how great you can feel afterwards. So I'm going to tell you basically about the experiences I've had. So the first time I went on there, I have problems with my disc was removed years and years ago, and I have a lot of misalignment in my body where one side goes down, and as I was lying on the bed I felt my whole pelvis was coming into balance just lying there, and I sank into that gorgeous warm sensation of that beautiful waterbed and let go completely. I didn't even have the lights for the first few times, and the experience was incredible. The second experience I had was when I went there and I was quite depressed, and I was dealing with a lot of grief and emotional distress and depression. And I went on there, and when I came off, Paul had done his shamanism, his music and his singing, extraordinary. When I came off, it was extraordinary. I felt on top of the world. I felt completely detached in a different space. I was dancing. I just felt amazing. And I didn't even have the lights. All I had was the vibrations and Paul's music and singing. And he does make you laugh. He's a funny guy and he's talented, and it's really good to be around him. You know, he does good work. The third time I went on there, I actually had the lights, and I loved it. I mean, in the beginning, it felt a little bit strange, and I thought, just let go, Lauren. And I just sat there and I just closed my eyes, and those lights are just stunning, absolutely stunning. A wonderful experience. And Paul did the whole thing again, the shamanism and his composing and his singing And it was just incredible. And I came off there, and not only did I feel very detached and in a different vibration, but the next day I noticed that a varicose vein, a really bad one, really big one that I had in my leg, had gone down, like completely nearly gone. Completely gone. And I that was amazing. And I told him straight away, it was like, I've had that since I was 20. Anyway, and then I went on there, I think, one more time. Every time I've gone on that bed, I have felt a shift in my body. The pelvis somehow goes into balance, and my neck starts to move itself in different, very gently, and I always feel better. I always feel better afterwards as well, usually for about a week or 2 weeks after. My back and my neck and shoulders, I'm not asking my husband to massage my neck and shoulders all the time. And for someone like me that is continuously on the computer, continuously editing, which is true, it's an absolute miracle. So I hope this helps. I believe that the reason it works as well is it's oxygen getting into the cells, and that's what we need. We need extra oxygen, and we need to expand our consciousness. And so the vibration of the bed, the light and the sound, that's what it does. And then your body follows, the mind relaxes, maybe goes into a certain kind of trance, and you feel a lot better. If you watch Paul McDonald's interview as well, he explains everything. He explains it in a large scale, much larger scale than I can, because he understands exactly what he's doing. You can trust the guy, he knows what he's doing. Take care, thank you again.
Hello, I'm Paul McDonald from the Positivity Centre. I'd like to just say thank you to Lauren for allowing me to have an interview on her amazing show, Moving On TV, helping people move on in their lives, help society move on, it's helping everything move on in a bit more of a positive way, which is great because it completely falls in alignment with the Positivity Centre. So please watch the interview and enjoy the second part, which is me oodling in my wonderful voice. I'm only having a joke. It's for a sound journey meditation. But I'd like to say a last thank you to Lauren for everything she does and support her amazing work and what she's doing. She's going to have some good guests on the show. She's had some good guests on the show. Watch this space. Lots of love. Bye.
Welcome to Moving On TV.
Hi everyone, welcome to Moving On TV, and today we've got awesome people from around the world. So welcome to Moving On TV. Today I'm talking to Lenny Dougal about an amazing healing technique that she has come up with, which is called the blueprint? Healing blueprint? The healing blueprint?
Healing blueprint. Healing
Great.
blueprint. Healing
Great.
blueprint. Yep.
That's great. So Lenny, how are you today?
I'm great. It's so nice.
It's wonderful to have you here from Pennsylvania. That's right, isn't it? How's the weather?
Yep.
Good?
It's kind of hot today. It's been pretty cool this last week though, enough to where I could turn the air conditioner
Okay.
off. It's a little hot today. It's about 82. Not too bad.
Okay. So we were talking before about how you received this amazing technique, which I've been using on my leg. And I must admit, I've been releasing the pain all the time. I mean, people have been seeing it on Facebook. I was in quite a lot of pain because I had an accident this time last year. I was in a wheelchair for 4 months and I didn't have an operation. So when I came out of the wheelchair, I decided I was going to heal the pain if it came without any medication, because that's how I am. And you saw that and you contacted me and you taught me the blueprint technique, which I've been using continuously. And my leg has been practically free of pain. And as soon as I got any pain, I used it. And within minutes, well, less than minutes, I was actually walking. And the whole time I was in the USA, I had no pain. And quite honestly, I don't really have pain, thanks to you. So I'm very, very grateful. And I want us to pass this message on to everyone. So a question that I have for you is, I know a lot of people that are in intense pain. I mean, really, really suffering from a lot of pain. And how would you get someone that's actually in intense pain, that it's hard for them to even sit and think that they could ask their pain in? How are you going to do it? Would you do that by steps, like slowly, slowly, gently, gently? Because quite honestly, my pain was not severe enough. And luckily, when I sit down, I could get rid of it. It was only when I was walking. So if I was walking, I would use this technique and then the pain would go. But what if you've got someone that is really, really in intense, horrendous pain? Because I know people like that. How can they use the technique, the blueprint?
The best way to do it is that you need to work on it all day long. They just would need to welcome it and welcome it and welcome. It works on any pain, so it doesn't matter whether it's intense or a little bit. It works on either one. So the best thing to do is just build your belief up more and more by welcoming the pain all day long, by setting the sword and shield down first. And you just need to get past that belief wall, you know, and some people have a harder time. Some people have a really easy time breaking through that wall. But either way, whether you're in intense pain or not, you just want to welcome the pain all day long. Welcome it, love it, thank it for the experiences that it has given you. It's basically just a process of doing it until it clicks.
Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're surrendering. your pain. You're giving it up. You're saying, you're putting your sword down. I presume that's because you're giving a message to the subconscious to say you're not going to fight. Is that right?
Right. You're giving a message to the actual pain.
Okay.
Or, you know, welcoming it as opposed to reacting negative to it. The surrender does come into it, but it's more of like you're not attacking or against the pain. You're welcoming it into your body so that it can move through you as opposed to attaching to you.
Okay,
We do
so
have now
sorry,
with who has working with chemo. So she's in
really.
Oh, we have a woman right now that has working with chemo symptoms, and she's with it too, and is able to clear her chemo pain. So I consider that to be pretty intense, and I've been working with her.
That's fantastic. That is such an amazing gift. Whenever I see people suffering physical pain, I just want to go over to them and I want to take it away. You know, we're healers, and you think, oh, I can lay my hands on them and help them. But it's really about taking responsibility for your own life and your own body and believing that you can do it. That's really what it is, isn't it? Everything's like that. So, because what you were saying as well is very interesting. I've been doing a lot of reading about pain because, like I say, I was suffering a lot, and I've been reading a lot. And I think that 90% or 99% of it is because we tense up. We get frightened, we get angry. And so what you're doing by welcoming the pain in, it's like if you have a child that's misbehaving, you know, you're giving them love. And whenever you give love, then it starts to change because you're reinforcing the love. And I think everything's about that these days, isn't it? So do you want to give us just
everything wants to be.
Hello? I can't hear you. You still there?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. So
okay, good.
Do you want to give us a little, like, how do you do the session? Like, someone is watching now and they're in intense pain and they want to really, they say, right, that's it. I'm going to take control now of my body. I'm going to do everything I can now. I'm going to follow what Lenny says. So what are the steps that they need?
Sure. The first thing that you want to do is imagine that you're holding a sword and shield or whatever you to defend against something. I personally like to use a sword and shield. You're going to imagine yourself setting the sword and shield down and then walking up to an imagined or sacred space, the door opening, and then your issue, say neck pain, walking through the door, and you welcome it. You say, well, my home, thank you for the experiences that you have given me, or welcome to my meeting space or home. I love you. Take a second to love it and thank it for the experiences that it has given you. The actual, the script that I use is I set my sword and shield down, walk up, hi, neck pain, welcome. Thank you for the experiences that you have given me. Something about that sentence, thank you for the experiences that you have given me, is magical for me and it works really well. Then I take to thank it and love it. And then the exercise is over and it only takes 15 to 30 seconds. It's really simple.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Thank it and love it. And then the exercise is over and it only takes 15 to 30 seconds. It's really simple.
Okay, that's fantastic. So you basically take whatever represents to you violence. So for example, you said boxing gloves. Yeah, if someone felt that boxing gloves was a way of fighting, they would take the boxing gloves off and they would put them down on the ground. If it's a sword or guns, you lay your guns down. You know, you literally, and you can actually feel.
Yes.
I feel it. I feel the relief. The minute I take something that I consider violent and put it on the ground, my body goes like that. The relief comes. And then you invite the pain in. So for example, if it's pain in the neck, I actually call it pain in the neck. So I'm giving it a name, or pain in the leg pill. You can give it a name. And then you can be creative, because when I started to do this, Lenny, I was laughing so much because I was creating my characters, you know, because I'm an actress and a director. So when pain in the neck came in, I could see them, what they looked like. I sat them down, I put cushions around them, started getting someone to massage their feet. I brought in belly dancers, you know, to give them entertainment. And I could feel that as I started to laugh, the pain started to disappear, because it's always the same. It's, as I said, if you go on the stage and you perform, I know people with MS and they can't walk, never mind run. But when they go on the stage to perform, they run from one side of the stage to the other. So it's really connecting to what we really are. You know, they call it mind over matter, but it's connecting to what we really are, isn't it? That's really what it is. But yeah. You are very, very, very lucky and inspired to be able to be given this. Now, you were given this when you had a serious mold allergy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, and back in 2003, I got really sick and almost died, began to see spirit from the mold. And then in 2016, what happened was I spilled water in my room and it became mold. And then I breathed that in, and about a day into it, my guides came and said, sure. So they told me about the sword and shield, and they just kept saying, welcome to my body, mold, telling me to say that over and over again. And then it dissipated, and I could not believe it. And I was taking allergy pills too, and I was getting a really bad, like, weird feeling from those, and that dissipated too. Wow. So I stopped everything and cured the mold allergy just by doing that. So mold's kind of been my savior.
Incredible, isn't it?
It brings me all the lessons. Yeah.
So when you say they came to you, are you clairvoyant? Did you see them? What did they look like? Because I'd be fascinated to know.
I have two on my left side, two on my right side, and then several other guides that they basically look like beautiful human beings. And they've been with me since 2003, but I wasn't able to connect with them to where I could hear what they were saying or write it down or channel it, whatever you want to call it. And so they were with me the whole time during this experience, and they always are with me, but they were able to come through really strongly this time and spread their message, you know, to how to heal this time. So I just kept going, are you sure? Welcoming the mold, that's the last thing I want to do. And they said, yeah, just keep welcoming it to your body. I was like, okay, welcome to my body, mold, I love you, you know. And then it worked. I couldn't believe it.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, guys. If you're just going to be watching Moving on TV, I'm talking to Lenny Dougal. Lenny Dougal is a healer, and she was given something called the blueprint, which helps to heal pain. And the proof is, as I say, the proof is in the pudding, because I am using it. I'm using it, and I have been able to release pain in my leg continuously through using it, which is incredible. We're going to take a quick little break now, as we've got to have a word from our sponsor and an advert, and then we'll come back and talk to Lenny a little bit more about this amazing blueprint and how you can use it in your day-to-day life. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Martin Oswald of Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. I specialise in smoking cessation, weight loss, phobia release, stress management and hypnobirthing. I can do a free assessment via the phone, via Skype or face-to-face at any time. So that's Martin Oswald of Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. Looking forward to your call now. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy.
And today I'm talking to Lenny Dougal, and we're talking about the amazing blueprint that was handed down to her in 2003. 2016, yeah. Lenny was given this technique in 2016, where she learned how to heal all of these different symptoms in your body. Now, you have to remember that Moving on TV, we don't tell you not to go to a doctor. On the contrary, Lenny actually works with people that are having chemotherapy, and you can use this in conjunction
which is so exciting, you know, because there are people out there that they have serious conditions, but they need to know that they can still use these techniques, and obviously there's no contraindications. You're not actually taking anything into your body. You're just using what you really are, your consciousness and love. It's all about the power of love. So, you know, we're brought up when we have a pain, I know I was, to punish that part of the body and say, God, I can't stand this body. I want to get out of it. I've had enough. And you get to a point when you're suffering a lot with pain, like when I couldn't walk because I was already suffering so much. You don't want the body anymore. And that's how we're brought up. We're brought in such a negative way. But what Lenny is doing, and what a lot of, with all the spiritual work that we know does, it teaches us that we have to be in our bodies. We have to be grounded in our bodies. Yes. And love our bodies and be grateful that, you know, this flesh and bone is what gets me through it, what makes me experience life. So it's very interesting because we're both students of A Course in Miracles, and we work, I'm not a body, I'm free. For people who know what A Course in Miracles is, teachings of Jesus, but it's all about love. And we kind of, we're talking about this, where I don't feel there's an actual struggle with the affirmation, I'm not a body, I'm free. Because to me, everything that I'm taught through A Course in Miracles and spirituality is, it's not that I'm not a body, it's a metaphor. All it means is that I am not attached to this body. That's how I see it. So I am able to rise above it. And to a certain extent, we work together, yes, but body, you listen and you work with me. You know, I'm still, you know, kind of in charge here. What I am inside, and therefore we work together. And what you're saying is the only way that we can work together is by loving this flesh and bone and this shell that we call a body, and making it feel good, dressing it nicely, making it look good, but making it feel good inside. And so you believe that every pain we go through comes from our emotions, and things that we've gone through, like grief, and therefore the body reacts because it can only do so much on its own. Is that right?
Yeah, it can. It's almost like you've taken the power away from it over the years by learning that the body isn't important. You just want to give the power back to the body to heal. You know, that's a big part of it. I've been watching this for about 10 years now, what sicknesses and what illnesses have been going on in my body, and they've always been from emotional or spiritual issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to tackle that issue as well.
Great. So you've got to get to the core. I mean, again, you've got the journey work, you've got Louise Hay, all of our metaphysical healers. But if we go all the way back to Myrtle Fillmore, I study unity, silent unity. Myrtle Fillmore in the 1980s, the end of last century, she actually, well, century before, sorry, she actually was, she had TB, and they told her she was going to die in 4 months, and she loved her body back to being well again. She literally lay with herself every day for about 2 years and loved every part of her body back. Now, I was going to do that. I was going to lie there every single day. I tried it, and I said, I love you, my leg, I love you, my kidneys, I love you, and thank you. But, you know, who wants to wait 2 years, you know? So when you came to me and told me, Lauren, you can do this just like that, I thought, well, there you go. That actually fits the way we live these days. Well, because we live in a consciousness where everybody wants everything very quickly, don't
I know I do. I'm not patient.
Sat under a tree for years and years and years trying to figure all this stuff out. But the way we live is people want everything very quickly. Everything is texting and emails, and people don't have time to sit and to heal themselves for hours and hours and hours. So this is a technique that everyone can use. It's like taking a pill but you're not actually taking a pill. You're creating the health and the healing inside yourself without needing to take medication. Like myself, I don't want the side effects. I don't want the side effects, and therefore I cannot take medication. So if you're like me and you've chosen a journey like that, then you can use this technique, and within seconds, minutes, whatever, you will start to definitely feel a relief. But you can also use it if you're on medication, and that's the beauty. So it's for everyone. It's for everyone, isn't it? So Lenny, how are you going out and promoting this? Are you going to write a book to teach people? How do you feel that you're going to go out and promote this?
Well, right now I just use our websites, egointegration.com. All of the exercises are free on there. And then the other website is called wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com. And that explains my journey with the ego. And it's our website, but it has a lot of things about the ego on there, that the beginning of how all of these exercises came about, you know, with my relationship with the ego, loving the ego. So that's how I've been promoting it on Facebook. Things like that. It hasn't gotten very far yet. We're just kind of in the beginning of it. So far with that.
Okay, so do you want to give me those websites again? So the first one, what was the first one?
The first one is called it's Whole World Peace and Tarot, word obviously, .com.
www.wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com. Okay, that's the first one. So if you go on there, you can connect to Lenny, and the other one is
egointegration.com.
www.egointegration.com. And you get all the exercises for free. Now, how incredible is that? And so you've decided to give everything from here, from the heart. You've been giving away these exercises. This is incredible, because there's so many people out there, those that have so little, they worry themselves to death, and then they get sicker and sicker and sicker. And so you are giving these people everything, and that means so much to me, because I always think that, you know, if you're given something like this, you have to give it away. You have to be able to teach it to everyone. So that way everyone can benefit from such an incredible gift. It's wonderful. Thank you, Lenny. Really, really appreciate this. It's wonderful. What else would you like to say to our viewers? Because this is an opportunity for you here to talk to our viewers all over the world and to get the message out. So what would you like to say?
Well, obviously, first I'm going to say you want to work with your ego and welcome your ego. That is the only reason that I'm doing healing work. It came natural. It's you connect with every aspect of your body. Secondly, every issue in your body has a separate essence. So say, for instance, with you, your pain and shoulder pain are going to be actually two, unless it's in one spot, and then your leg pain is going to be separate. So you want to work on them separately and do each issue one at a time, welcoming them, and don't give up. Do not give up. Keep going. Eventually it'll click, and then you'll feel like the most powerful being in the world when that does happen, you know. But it can be frustrating, because until your belief kicks in, you're going to be like, oh, this might not be working for me. That's how I felt the first day.
Okay.
I kept telling my guides, this isn't working. I don't know what to do.
Excuse me. That's really, really good. It's really good to tell people, because not everyone is practicing this day and night like I
be talking to Lenny here. You know about Moving On TV. You know we only promote things where we believe in what we're promoting. Amazing people that are changing our world, you know. And I wouldn't be telling you this because people know me. They know I'm genuine. They know my life story. Everybody knows. And so basically, as you say, take it slowly, slowly. So as you say, it took a while for you to kick in.
Yes, it took about an entire, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 days with the mold. Some things have taken a little bit longer, but I've systematically gone through every single issue in my life and healed like 99% of them this way, using the healing blueprints. You can use it for anything, whether you want more of something like abundance or you want less of something like pain. It works the exact same way. You can plug literally any issue into this and work.
Yeah,
That's what it was designed for. My guide, we used to know how to heal, but humanity forgot, and this is just reminding people how to heal again.
For example, we were talking about worries and fears and how that can actually cause insomnia. People don't sleep very well. I don't sleep very well. I haven't slept very well since I had a lot of grief and loss last year when I lost my father, and I had big issues with my family who don't talk to me anymore. And I find that when I go to sleep at night, it seems to come back. Everything seems to come back. My head is like a washing machine head. It goes round and round. So what would you advise for someone like myself who doesn't sleep very well? How can I use the techniques? Because I know loads of people are suffering from worry about money, and which is causing a lot of depression and insomnia.
Well, I've actually personally worked with the word worry. You do the same thing. Set your sword and shield down and, open the door, welcome worry in. Thank you, worry, for the experiences that you have given me. I love you. Take a second to really deeply love worry. And it has helped me sleep really, really well. Worry manifests as insomnia, OCD, fidgeting. That's how it shows up in your body, mind racing and things like that. So I personally just happened to be working with worry these last couple of weeks and have gotten the best sleep. Wow. I couldn't sleep either. I've never been able to sleep. But you can actually invite good sleep into the healing blueprint if you want. How do you do that? That has a different energy. That
yeah, because you mentioned that
the same way.
What
you
does
set
that
the
mean?
sword and shield down.
Okay.
Yep, and then you just welcome good sleep into it. And formula every time. Welcome good sleep. Thank you for the experiences that you have given me. I love you, and allow the sleep energy to kind of.
And you welcome in good sleep. But then do you also still welcome in the insomnia at the same time?
You can do that also if you want. You can personally worked better for me because it tackled 2 or 3 different issues connected to worry, like insomnia, fidgeting, OCD, all that stuff that's connected to worry. But yes, you can absolutely just add insomnia to it if you want, instead of good sleep, whatever you want to do. It works for both.
Okay, so you recommend to work on each issue separately. So you're giving it your full attention again to make it so, for, as I said, for example, if you've got an issue like insomnia, which is causing lots of fidgeting and depression, which of course it can, because you're not having a good sleep. And sleep is very important, especially if you're not very well. It's the way the body renews itself. You need to sleep. Our immune system needs to renew itself. So for example, if you have, like I said, if you've got insomnia, so you recommend that you do maybe one session on welcoming in the insomnia or the bad sleep, and you do the whole process, and then you welcome in good sleep, and you invite it in and you make it feel good. So it's becoming part of your universe. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because you're healing the insomnia, and then you're welcoming the good sleep. But I think that it would just work if you worked with insomnia too. Like I said, I was working with worry and good sleep, excuse me, and worry healed OCD fidgeting issues, and then I welcomed good sleep in, and that seemed to have a really strong energy that put me to sleep. But yeah, you can do all of them or just work insomnia if you want. Whatever your intuition tells you, listen to that. But yeah, you can do all of them if you wanted.
That's fantastic, Lenny. Have you got anything else that people ask you? That do you get people contacting you, asking you questions, interesting things that you may want to share about this?
People don't really have that many questions. They're more connected. The question connected on which issues to welcome in. I do this every time in every one of my sessions. I say, do you have any questions? And nobody ever has questions. I don't they're too scared to ask them, or if, I don't know what it is that, you know, that there's, I haven't had any weird questions asked to share, sorry.
Great, okay. So, because it's really interesting, you've gone a step further than things like A Course in Miracles, where we're told that the ego is what causes us all our problems. But again, it depends on the interpretation, because it talks about not having the separation. So again, to me, you can interpret everything the same way, because the new consciousness is about joining everything. So why not bring the ego in, bring the worry in, bring the fear in, instead of pushing it away? So you've gone to a higher stage, to a higher vibration now. And as I say, a lot of the energies that are coming down to us are on a higher vibration. I think every sage that we've had, every teacher that we've had, could only use what they knew. And now the energies are becoming stronger and stronger. I was talking to an angel healer the other day, and she told me that apparently there are other planets around us. Now, I don't know, but you know, she seemed to be very, very strong about her beliefs. And on every single planet, there is equality, except ours. Isn't that interesting? Everyone is looked after. Everyone has got enough food and enough, and apparently, because our consciousness is changing, all these beings are now coming through, and they're going to help us. And that's why we have people like Lenny that are doing what she's doing. That's why we have people like Casey Armstrong, who's doing World's Most Amazing People, a radio station where he puts people like us on and promotes it all over the world. And that's why I created Moving on TV, because I want you to know the good stuff. I want you to know that there is hope, like my name. I want you to know that you don't have to suffer needlessly. And this appeals to every single person, not just if you have a bit of a headache or you're healing from a broken leg like myself, but if you're suffering with cancer or anything, and you're still going through your medication and whatever it is you need to go through, Lenny is giving you a gift where you can reduce the level of your pain. Now, between you and me, Lenny, there's a payoff for everything. And if people are given this on the guilt, you know, we're giving it to them on a platter. They don't have to pay anything. All they've got to do is sit for a few seconds a day and say, I love you, my pain, and there you go. I want you to understand that I'm going to work with you. It's not a huge thing that people can do. And I think that if people are not going to do it, it's because there's something underneath it. There's a payoff of some kind. You know, people suffer all the time with pain. And again, I'm not being patronizing, because I don't, that's not what I'm trying to say here. And I'm talking about, for example, my mother, bless her, who has passed. She was always sick. So when she healed, she had to get sick again. She had to get sick again. I think some people get sick because they don't have the opportunity to rest. And their body is saying, you know what, you're going to have to rest now. You've got no choice, mate. Don't you think that? There's a payoff. And again, this is not patronizing. I'm just being honest, because I know that myself. I know sometimes we need attention, and then we get more pain and more suffering. But everyone is an individual, and you need to sit with this and try to understand your own situation. But I know, how, as I say, how I was brought up. So how do you feel about that? When people are not healing, do you think it's because there's something inside them that needs that attention?
Yeah, it's more like, yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. It's just, you're just being honest. And it's more, I think it's more like people become addicted to the pain and they don't know any other way. So they're not able to release it, or that seems to be, I don't know for sure. I would never ever want to talk about anyone in a negative way, but I agree with you there. Yes. It's like people become addicted to it. It's all they know. And they think that's all life can be for them, you know?
Yeah. And it's, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging anyone, of course, because that's all my mother knew. That's all she knew. She just knew how to be sick.
Yeah.
And, you know, had a very good teacher. And I thought to myself one day, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want to think like that anymore. And someone very clever said to me, well, what about thinking about your mother when she was a young woman? Because she was full of vibrancy and she was very happy. You know, so if you have been brought up in a certain way where your parents were always suffering, always in pain, then why don't you do what this person said to me? Think about your parents when they were actually happy, when they weren't laid down with all of this suffering. And then you can model them, and then you can start to feel better, because we do take on a lot of the suffering from our parents. You know, we do suffer, you know, what our parents like, kind of like karma, but we can get rid of it. We can say, no, I don't want it. And that's why people, amazing people like Lenny, have come here to teach us. And so we've given you the websites, and Lenny has told you about how she's been healing everything from mold infections to colds to insomnia. And, you know, a lot of people are walking around with chronic problems, aren't they? Problems that they go to the doctor and they either get given loads of medication and can't get anywhere because they get the side effects, or problems that there is really nothing to heal them with except doing stuff like this. And of course, I mean, where does it come in as well? Nutrition, like looking after your body with proper nutrition. Do you do that? Do you have any special diets that you're on?
No, I always laugh because I'm not your typical teacher. I love junk food. I'm not into any type of organics and things like that. I truly believe what you believe you put into your body is good for you.
Okay.
So to me, junk food's healthy for you, you know, but you can't eat the junk food with the fear that it's going to be bad for your body. You know, you do in yourself to eat with love, to do everything and learn trust for whatever you're taking, you know, because you can actually do damage by eating only healthy foods and having fear of junk food. You know, any type of fear is going to cause chaos in your body. So I learned to drink tap. I only, you know, I'm like I said, I'm not your average teacher. I don't do yoga. I listen to like really hard rock music, you know, so those things bring me joy. Those things bring me happiness and health to my own self. But yes, I do agree with you. If you're loving the nutrition and what you're putting into your body, will do you good. If you believe that it's going to, as long as you don't do it with fear, you know.
Wow. Because you do look at these 90-year-old people or 100-year-old, they're still smoking, and they smoke and they smoke and they love it, and they're still here and they're healthy. And yeah, I've heard this before. Someone did say that to me. It's like when people bless their food and they know that this food is going to do them good. So everything is really in our mind. Everything is in the mind, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything is in the mind, so we can change anything. So if you're eating that beautiful bar of chocolate, enjoy it. Enjoy it, and then it's going to do you good. Mind you, I must admit that since the menopause, if I have dairy chocolate, I can flush so quickly. So, you know, but I haven't got there yet. I haven't got to the level where I can eat whatever I want. Probably because, as I said, when you're in a very balanced state and you're feeling very good about everything, I think you could eat anything. That's my personal opinion, and I've done it. But when you're going through more stuff in life, that's when I think you need to make sure that you look after yourself better. And, you know, and if you have got any inconsistencies or weaknesses in your body, then be kind, because it's all about loving and being kind to your body. It's all about love. Okay, just before we end, Lenny, just a little bit about yourself. So you live in Pennsylvania. Do you have a family? Do you have children, or is it just yourself?
I do not. I have a cat.
Hey, yes, cats are wonderful. Great teachers. And so you work as a healer? Is that your main job, working as a healer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
Now,
that's fantastic. So just coming back again, so we've got the websites that I will put on so you can contact. Is there any way we can contact you through Facebook or email, or you'd like people to get in touch with you?
Yeah. The email address, I can give you mine if you want. My Gmail.
Okay.
It's Dubel, DUBELLENI.
Okay, I will pass on Lenny's email to anyone who wants to keep in touch with her. But they can get in touch with you on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page for this? Or is it just your private Facebook?
Yeah, we do have an ego integration on Facebook group page. And then we have wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com Facebook page. And then most of it I just kind of put on my own page. And I Am is also one of the Facebook pages.
That's wonderful. And just to finish, do you have any plans to train up any other people so they can actually go out and you know, work with more people? Are you just going to do this the way you're doing? Are you going to do some official stuff as well with people? Official courses?
Do you mean teaching others to do this?
Yeah, more like training people up, like so they, because some people are funny, and if you say to them, I'm trained, then they're more likely to use the technique. Do you see what I mean? I mean, some people will be like me and they'll just go off and they'll do it, but then you get other people that want the certificates and they want to know, you know, is this safe? And unfortunately, you know, a lot of people in the world can be like that. So do you intend to create teachers? No, it's just to be realistic. You know, I had this incredible vibrational therapist, and for years and years and years he worked with me and he healed me of everything, and then he got old and ended up having a stroke, and unfortunately he had never trained anyone properly to take over. So what do you feel? I mean, you've got this incredible technique, this incredible way of healing people and pain. Do you think that you will be training any teachers at all, or creating an academy of healing? Or
I've always, you know, I've wanted to from the beginning. The integration itself, to be able to see spirit, the ego integration part, and then the energy work. I could train them, but I use my guides for that too. They tell me what to do, so they'd have to be able. Absolutely, that I would train them to do this, but the healing blueprint is more take that and do it on their own. There's no energy work involved in that. So yeah, I would love to train someone to do integrations. I've kind of been watching for the game to pass it along. Would be
fabulous. So there you go. But anybody can do it. And that's the beauty of it. It's easy. Yeah. This is what I love about it. It's like Buddhism. Like people will go to Buddha and he would simplify everything. It's the breathing. It's your life experience. It's easy and anyone can do it. You know, you don't need to learn all these symbols, with all due respect to Reiki and everything. You don't have to learn like years and years of symbols. You don't have to sit for hours and hours meditating. You can do this within seconds. And I invite you to do it. The quick fix while you're sitting there on the train, on the way to work, and you've got a headache, close your eyes, surrender, bring the headache in, and see how you feel. See how you feel. Keep doing it. So, you know, I do it over the day, quite a lot. And it's okay to do that, to keep doing it over. I presume you need to drink water, because you're detoxifying. I presume, you know, when you're healing, you have to drink more water and rest more and take care of yourself. Because could you have a detox from this in some way if you did it for too long?
Could you have a detox, did you ask?
Yeah, where sometimes things get worse before they get better. As we know this happens, you know, if we're working with healing, it does happen. Does it happen with this technique?
The only thing I've had detox with is when I work on people energetically and they have energy. Sometimes for a few hours, there will be an energy detox, but not with the Healing Blueprint, not at all.
Not at all. So you can do the Healing Blueprint, as I say, while you're watching television. You know, you pause for a second, or even while you're watching. I've done it. Just close your eyes, say, hey, I'm laying down my guns. There you go, leg. Come on in, have a cup of tea. We talked about that. Have a cup of chamomile or have a glass of champagne and make it fun. Cut. Sorry, I'm going through a bit of broncho stuff at the moment. Okay. Make it fun, guys. Make it fun, because you are creative beings. And as soon as you bring in the laughter and the fun, you feel that your depression will start to lift a little bit. Your pain will start to go down a little bit. And just be happy and do what you love, because this is what we're doing. We're making the body happy. We're bringing the joy back into the body, because when that happens, your blood can flow. You know, and everything relaxes. It's the same as Louise Hay says about people that have serious blood disorders or heart disorders. The joy is missing in the body. So it's nothing new, is it, Lenny? You've just come up with something simple and easy, which fits 2017. And you know, it fits us. It fits us in this century when we want everything boom, 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 click, 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 click. So thank you so much, Lenny. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go off and I'm going to practice the sleep one. And I'm going to try and get this done as soon as I can, get it up so everybody can watch it. And then we can, you know, hopefully help a lot more people around the world. Do you have any plans to come to England at all?
Not anytime soon. Nope.
Not soon. What's your cat's name, by the way?
Marley. She's named after Bob Marley.
Oh, really? Bob Marley. Oh, wow. Now, cats are the best healers of all. I've got two, and if you look at them, they are just totally in the moment, totally at peace. They're amazing.
Anyway, so I'm going to sign off here from Moving On TV, from awesome people from around the world. And of course, you can contact me to find out more. It's Lauren with an E at movingontv.uk. And if you want to come on and talk about anything that is helping the world in any way, because you are all unique and everyone has a right to their story. If you live in England or you're in the area, pop in. There's Moving On TV, this is the studio. And if you're on Zoom, if you're anywhere in the world, then we can now interview you. It's so exciting. So lots of love and blessings, and thank you so much, Lenny. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I'm looking forward to everyone healing themselves within seconds, minutes, by using the wonderful blueprint. So you take care, and if you have any questions for Lenny, please email me at laurenwithane@movingontv.uk and I'll pass them on, and maybe we'll bring her back at some point and do another show where she can answer your questions, because it's just so amazing to have you here, Lenny. So thank you very much. Signing off from Moving On TV. Namaste. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful day and stay well and joyful.
there, welcome to Moving On TV, the station that gives you hope. You know we are sponsored by Martin Ottewell Hypnotherapy, and today Martin Ottewell is here to give us a session to help us to how to use hypnotherapy and to show you how a trance actually operates. So he's going to do a trance on me so that you don't have to be worried about trances making you do things that you don't want to do. You know, it's not stage hypnotherapy. So, hi Martin.
Today I'm conducting a live hypnotherapy session. I'm going to get Lauren to go between waking and sleeping or into a trance state. It's a natural state. We all experience it every day of our lives. Our capacity for this trance state is variable. Everybody has a capacity to go into the trance state, some more than others. During a stage hypnosis, they tend to find by inductions and by tests, they tend to find out who is more susceptible to hypnosis or the trance state, and they tend to work on those people, and it's basically all together. It's like an entertainment. Everybody's the expectation is so strong that they basically will go along with the hypnotist's wishes, and he, from that point on, he's able to wheedle out the ones who are more susceptible to his inductions, to his commands, and then he sort of tries the he bases his show around those people. But we've all got different propensities to the trance state, some more than others. Today I'm going to work with my wife Lauren, and we're going to get her into a trance state and give her a few positive suggestions. Once she's there, we can give her some positive suggestions. Essentially, hypnosis works in a way where you close down the conscious mind, shall we say. The conscious mind is the more rational part of the mind. That makes your everyday decisions. It helps you to give you, what you want to do. It's the analytical part of the mind. And the subconscious mind, the main part of the mind, is where all your stored memories are held, all your learned memories, all your emotions, all your imagination, and all your long-term memories are held.
Okay. So there you have it. So Martin's going to put me into a trance now, and you're just going to watch as he counts me down and helps me go into a trance to help me relax, so that we can release the stigma of what hypnotherapy is and what it isn't. So sit back and enjoy me relaxing. Thank you.
I want you now to start focusing on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And keeping your eyes closed, just allow all the relaxation you now have in your eyelid to go all the way down to your feet. Just feel all the relaxation now going all the way down to your feet. If you don't feel that right away, don't worry, it will soon catch up with you. Allow your feet to feel very relaxed. Allow this feeling of relaxation now to go up the muscles to your knees. Let all the muscles up towards your knees feel very relaxed. Now let all the muscles of your thighs relax. Deeply relaxed. And let this relaxation flood all the large and small muscles of your back. Just feel your large and small muscles of your back start to relax. And you can feel this feeling of relaxation spreading throughout your body. Now all the muscles of your shoulders and down to your arms, to the tips of your fingers, starting to relax. And all the muscles of your neck relax. Starting right up over your head and down into your eyes. Let all your eyes, all the muscles around your eyes relax. Let all the muscles around your chin relax. If your teeth are clenched, just unclench your teeth and you'll feel your body start to relax. Start to relax so much more. Now, any sounds you may hear will guide you into a deeper state of relaxation. And the sound of my voice will guide you even deeper into this calm and wonderful feeling of relaxation. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 down to 3. With each count, your body will start to relax even more. So get ready now. 1, feeling relaxed. 2, relaxing more and more. 3, very comfortable and very relaxed. Your whole body feels so relaxed. So relaxed that if I should ask you to lift a leg or an arm, you would feel so relaxed, you would not feel like lifting them. But even so, Lauren, I would like you now to try and lift your left arm. Alright, stop trying, it feels so deeply relaxed. You just want to let it rest right where it is. And as you do so, you feel a state of even greater calmness and release. Now, Lauren, there is a place I want you now to go to in your mind, which is either real or imaginary, a place which belongs to you, where you can go to whenever you feel you need to feel relaxed and at peace with the world. I'm sure you know where to go, a place like where this place is. With the count of 5, I want you to take yourself to this place, a place where you can go and feel completely at ease with the world. So get ready now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're there. And you're there. Now notice your surroundings now, feeling so at ease with yourself. This is a place where nothing and no one can harm you, where you feel completely at one. A place which fills you up with energy, where you can be creative. And perhaps in this place you may share it with a friend. And this could be anybody you choose. A good friend, an old friend, or an imaginary friend. Perhaps there's a question on your mind. Perhaps you can ask this friend this question. when you do so, just nod your head and wait an answer. That's good. Now at this point, Lauren, if there's anything that's stressing you, or there's any problems that you feel, I want you to imagine that you could stuff them all into an imaginary pink balloon. If you could see them all in your mind's eye, you could see them as perhaps rows of sentences that could be shoved into a big pink balloon. All any problems or stresses or strains, upsets or hurts, and you could shove them into this pink balloon and then tie it up and release it into the distance. And as it flows out to the distance, all those stresses go with it. All those strains go with it. Are you ready to release? Now release that, Lauren, and let that go way into the distance, way down into the distance. And as it does so, you feel more and more at peace within yourself and feel energized and relaxed. Now, as you're in this peaceful and relaxed state, I want to give your mind, your subconscious mind, a few suggestions that in the coming days and in the coming weeks you will find a sense of belief and confidence and inner confidence growing within you daily. And bit by bit, day by day, this confidence will grow within you, making you feel more safe and more secure. And nothing and no one can upset or deflect you from your purpose, from your feeling of self-worth, from your ability to do what you know you can do. And any challenges, you will not see them as problems, but you will seek the solution. All problems to you will appear as challenges, things that are necessary for you to achieve success. Success that you so richly deserve, because everybody wants you to win, Lauren. And this feeling of self-worth was set hard within you, like wet concrete, becoming more and more a part of your inner you, the real you, every day, day by day, week by week, and month by month. And you will feel yourself becoming calmer and stronger. Your abilities will be fantastic. You know you have the abilities to achieve what you set your mind to, and to achieve your goals. And to realize that we can only deal with one thing at a time. And you will have the calmness and confidence and peace of mind to deal with things in a relaxed manner as they appear. Nothing and no one can upset you or deflect you from your purposes, your life goals, and inner confidence is solid and rock hard. So Lauren, with these thoughts in mind, you feeling yourself in a calm and refreshed state. In a moment, I'm going to emerge you, and at the count of 3, and not before, you'll let your eyes open and feel yourself feeling energized and relaxed and ready to meet the new day with a renewed sense of vigor and energy, a feeling like you can take on the world. And be completely energized and refreshed. So get ready now. 1. You're feeling as though you're starting to wake up now. A tremendous amount of energy is now flowing throughout your body, and yet you feel this peace of mind. 2, feel your eyelids under your eyelids starting to open. In a moment I'm going to count 3 and you'll be awake and back in the fullness of the day, and the new you and the self-confident Lauren will be ready for the whole world to see. Get ready now, Lauren. 3, eyes open, fully awake, relaxed and calm. Welcome back, Lauren. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. That was really, really nice. That was really, really nice. we're going to take a break there. I don't think I need any more confidence, but you know, as people know, my confidence is, but that was wonderful. Just joking there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to set a few questions to Martin, because I know that people who are watching this will have some questions. And as you know, on Moving on TV, we're here to answer the questions you have and to make things more, so people are more aware. What I can say is what I did find fascinating is that I was in quite a difficult space before this, because as you know, I'm going through a lot with my leg. People know I have a mental illness. And I couldn't have got myself to that level. I couldn't have done that on my own. And when Martin said, "Can you lift your arm?"
Your left arm.
Then it was glued to my leg. But I know that if I wanted to get out of here and walk out of the chair, I could have done that. So I had total 100% control over the session. But I didn't want to. I wanted to go with it. So I'm going to ask Martin some questions about how I felt, and as I say, how certain situations might come up that I thought could come up, because I am going through a lot. But we're going to take a break, and it's time for an advert. So would you like to introduce your advert, Martin? Have a look at the camera.
Martin Oswald, hypnotherapy, down to earth, hypnosis.
Thank you. See you back after the break.
Hello, my name is Martin Oswald, Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. I specialise in smoking cessation, weight loss, phobia release, stress management and hypnobirthing. I can do a free assessment via the phone, via Skype or face-to-face at any time. So it's Martin Oswald of Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. Looking forward to your call now. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy.
Welcome back. What an amazing experience. You know, we're here now with this new wellness and holistic show. I hope you enjoy it, because we're going to bring on people that are doing amazing things for our world. And one of them is Martin Oswald with his hypnotherapy. And I was just put into a state of trance. But I do have some questions for Martin. You know, with all the stuff that's going on in my life, a part of me wanted to burst out crying or saying, you know, what would you do, Martin, if you came across a client who really was in panic or depression and they were going through something really serious? How would you deal with it, Martin? So can you tell us?
Well, you would immediately bring them around if there was something that was too much for them to forbear. You would bring them round out of the trance state, and then bring them back to their normal waking state. And then you would then just conduct a normal conversation with them, just straightforward, where you just be a face-to-face discussion, where they would could recount what's hindering them and what their problems are. But then you might say, well, in that case, well, can you remember a time when you were really happy about in your life? How can you remember a particular time or a past event where you felt so energized, so good about yourself, where there was no such thing, you didn't even consider any of your problems? And then that in itself would help them to sort of enter a form of a trance state. After all, there's various trance states can occur all the time. Like when you watch TV, when you listen to music, when you're driving a car, mild trance states can occur, and that alone would, as long as you can get the person to lower their resistance, to lower their guard, that's what you would aim to do. You're looking for the least possible resistance so that you can get them into a trance state. So that would be one way of dealing with it.
Brilliant, Martin. That's a really good answer. As you say, you know, because people do not know what to do a lot of the time with their feelings. So you're kind of building rapport with them, I would say. Is that true? You say we're building rapport with people,
well, yes,
getting them to trust you.
That in itself can help people get to where they want to go. I mean, just by even talking face to face with people, them recounting what their problems are, can help them to sort of unload, just to have that sort of direct contact with another human being and to tell them, because after all, we're trying to get them into an inner state of internal focus here. And they're already going into that direction just by talking to you, and that alone can be a therapy all by itself. Of course, we want to get them into a more focused or more trance, hypnotic state. But just by bringing them around, just by talking to them, and just by getting them to face up, or just to be open. And to be open and just to be clear about what's really troubling them, that in itself can be a therapeutic process all by itself.
Great, because sometimes they probably haven't had anyone to talk to, and you could be the first port of call where they're actually admitting that they've got something that they want help with.
Yeah.
Thank you. Another question I had for you, Martin, was again, I'm a very visual person, and I find it very easy. So if you say to me, can you find somewhere to go where you can relax, and straight away I see Uenden. As everyone knows, I see Uenden Valley, I see the sheep. If you say to me, get this pink balloon, I see a pink balloon. If you say to me, see all the writing and stuff it into a balloon, I see everything. Now, my question is, and a lot of people ask this about, being visual, is what if you can't actually see things? What if you're talking to someone that is not very, is not as visual? How would you use it? Would you say, can you hear this, or can you feel it?
Most people can visualize or somewhere, or be in the moment, in the feeling, or in the sounds of somewhere that they really like, because it's had such an effect on their senses and their emotions. So in a sense, really, you would start off with a visualization, and after that then you would sort of build on that and say, well, notice the sounds and the shapes, and perhaps you can hear the sea, and perhaps perhaps you can feel, you know, the sand beneath your feet or something. I did a very generalised one for the benefits, for purposes of brevity. But I mean, you could build on that and say, where are you now, and where is this place that you're actually at, and you could build on there. Of course, some people will think in different ways. Some people will think visually, or will be able to visualize. Some people can hear things or in sound. Some people, it's their emotions. You would have to sort of gather what their stronger point is by that alone. But with mostly an event or a favourite place or normally something, some sounds, basically, you can generally guess them.
Thank you. So, because in a way, what we're talking about is if you do say to someone, can you visualize, can you see this place? It will conjure up emotions anyway. So you'll start to feel the feelings, because one thing will lead to another. That's brilliant. So I'm just thinking of anything else that you have to ask. If you've got any questions for Martin about hypnotherapy, then obviously I'll pass them on to him. You can contact me at Lauren with an E at movingontv.uk, or you can phone me on 07437 532 798. Because if you've got any questions that you want to put to Martin, then please contact me and we'll bring him back on and he will answer your questions. Because hypnotherapy is being used now all over the world to deal with so many conditions and so many different things. I'm just going to put it to Martin now of what things he actually does deal with and what can you expect from him if you call him for a session.
Thanks for that, Lauren. Essentially, hypnosis has been used for thousands of years. It fell out of favour, well, perhaps a couple of hundred years or so ago, because it used to be considered for operations, but eventually chloroform sort of replaced its use. So it's always been known to man, but it was never perhaps in vogue. Until recently. It's come back into, in the last maybe 40, 50 years, it's come back into being recognised, and you've had it as a very useful therapy or tool to help people achieve therapeutic change within their lives. In a sense, really, you say hypnotherapy, it's based on the word hypnos, it's a Greek word for sleep. You could also call it a focused state of attention, which helps the client access their inner strengths or inner talent for change, and it sort of buys into your natural abilities to help you change within yourself. You just need to be guided towards this focused state and to be directed into new ways of thinking. Of seeing a problem. So
what would you...
Or overeating, or emotional eating, or nail biting, or anything like that, then you can achieve by the inner state of focus to reframe or to reprogram the mind to overcome these habits and benefit yourself or initiate a new habit where you can get the same pleasure, the same payoffs, if you like, but which is not so harmful to yourself and doesn't do your body damage. I mean, in particular, smoking and weight loss.
What other conditions would you use hypnotherapy for?
Well, you could do it for you could do it for any skin conditions, or eczema, or for IBS, for anything that's to do with the nervous system. There is a famous case where somebody was able to reverse a severe skin condition, which all medicine had failed to do, but hypnosis managed to achieve. You can also get people more confidence in a way that gives them that makes the most of who they are and what they've actually got within themselves. I think that's the main thing. It can't make you superhuman, but what talents you do possess, hypnosis can access them and make them use them or help you to use them to the best of your abilities.
So in a way, you're doing a little bit similar to coaching. You're actually working on people's strengths instead of the weaknesses.
But
Is that
you're
what doing?
accessing an altered state of consciousness to do this, whereas coaching
Right.
would not do that. What you have, what you already possess, and realise what's within yourself, and give you that state of confidence and a state of determination, and a state of calm. And it's primeval. It's something that's been known for thousands of years. And really, it's something that in the modern era which is being realised.
So you could really use it for anything, to give people motivation, to move them on in any way, if they have phobias or stress, any kind of stress. I suppose if they're not sleeping properly. But I think also what you're doing is you're building rapport with another human being. You're giving them a chance to trust someone, to help them to move on with their lives. So it could be anything. I expect people must come to you with lots of different conditions and, just ask you to try and do something to help them in some way. I have to ask you this my playfulness, don't get nervous, but in a lot of old movies and things, you always see them use a watch and they go like this. But you don't do that, do you? Or why would, how did it move on from that? Because now hypnotherapists wouldn't actually use a watch.
Well, that's Hollywood style. A Hollywood style would use the old hypnotist stage tricks of eye fixation, which would help people to go down into a trance state, which again is a useful tool. You can do that. But some people, as I said at the start, are more susceptible to hypnosis than others. And that would work with some people easier than others, because it would cause eye strain, and eventually your eyelids would have to fall down. And it was very visible and very good for the old films to actually show, show the process in action. They wouldn't show somebody Milton Erickson style talking to somebody and getting them down into a trance in that way. They'd show something visible and demonstrable, which waving a watch from side to side particularly is.
But we do go into trance a lot in life. I mean, we were watching this film last night about dancers. Absolutely amazing, Desert Dancer. I won't go into it too much, but the way they were dancing, she had her hand in front of him and he was following her hand, and it was like he was going into trance. It was becoming more and more connected to the dance, and obviously we use it in driving, don't we?
Yeah, you can.
When you're driving, I mean, obviously you don't. What I'm trying to say is, you are 1 minute you're driving, then you think, oh, how did I get here? Because you're so focused, you're in that zone, basically.
Yes.
So in a way, we use it in life, and when you're doing the things that you love, particularly if you're on the stage. When you're on the stage in that space, like when I'm doing Piaf and I'm really there, you're in trance.
Yes.
You go into trance, and it's this feeling of, the only way I can express it is like everything disappears. And like when you did this on me just now, it's that feeling like everything has disappeared in a nice way, and all your problems are starting to become smaller, and you start to feel that you're letting go. So in a way, trance is letting go, isn't it?
Yes.
1 minute you're driving, then you think, oh, how did I get here? Because you're so focused, you're in that zone, basically.
Yes.
So in a way, we use it in life, and when you're doing the things that you love, particularly if you're on the stage, when you're on the stage in that space, like when I'm doing Piaf and I'm really there, you're in trance.
Yes.
You go into trance, and it's this feeling of, the only way I can express it is like everything disappears. And like when you did this on me just now, it's that feeling like everything has disappeared in a nice way, and all your problems are starting to become smaller, and you start to feel that you're letting go. So in a way, trance is letting go, isn't it?
Yes, well, it's an altered state of consciousness. If you do acting, if you do something, you're dancing, if you do something you really enjoy, then yes, you could sort of argue you've gone into a state of hypnosis in it, or trance state. But there are various forms of trance states. I mean, sleepwalking is a trance state, but that's so deep that you
But that's a negative thing.
But you couldn't really sort of give suggestions to the mind on that sort of basis. But as I said before, we're trying to get between waking and sleeping, this halfway house where the rational conscious mind has closed down, and we're able to offer the subconscious mind suggestion or positive, beneficial suggestion. To affect change within your life. And yes, dancing and acting, singing, anything, it can initiate a trance state.
Which is amazing, really. That's why we're doing this program for you, is because we don't want you to be scared. We don't want you to have this stigma of, oh my God, I'm going into trance. We're trying to explain to you, I mean, you could be having your favorite chocolate cake and you're going into trance. That's it. There's nothing to it. And you can put the plate down and walk off. And what happened to me today, if I wanted to say, no, I'm not doing this anymore, cut, I could have got off my seat and walked off. I didn't want to. So you need to know that with a hypnotherapy session, you are 100% in control. Isn't that right, Martin? And so is that what you would say to one of your clients?
Well, of course, yeah.
If you want to end the session, just say, I'm sorry, it's not working.
If you're watching your favourite film, you know somebody's there knocking at the door that needs to come in, but you don't really want to go and answer the door. You want to carry on watching your favourite, whatever it is, film or whatever, game, football, whatever. And you could ostensibly break off from watching the film and answer the door. This is the sort of similar state that we're achieving. It's that sort of element of you are still in control, but you're so relaxed that you know this, so you don't feel under threat, and you know you've still got enough control within you to actually walk out or to come out of the trance state.
Sure. So just one more question before we end, because again, my father always used to tell me about a stage hypnotist, and again, I want to come back to that a little bit, where in Ireland, where he put everyone under and he said, go look for the leprechauns. And the whole audience, well, not the whole audience, it's how my dad exaggerated. Some people from the audience ran out and started looking for leprechauns. Now, what do they do to them? Which, of course, you're not doing. You're saying to anyone who comes to see you, if you want to come out of this, you're totally in control. What do stage hypnotists do to people where they completely can do something like that?
I've not really heard that story before anyway.
Yeah, my father used to tell me that. Because that's the stigma.
Yeah, but
that's what we're trying to get rid of.
That goes back into what I said at the start, that some people are more susceptible to hypnosis, maybe up to 10% are very susceptible to hypnosis. This is what they are buying into it, and before that time, you've probably got them into a state of excitement. You've probably got them all in as a group strategy to get up off the floor, get up off their chairs, sit down again, to clap their hands, to sort of do all these things. You've probably got them all into a sort of state, a heightened state. And Tony Robbins does exactly the same thing.
In a good way.
In a good way, yes. So he then said, he probably bought into their sense of fun and all of that, and they said, go and look for the leprechauns and all the rest of it. That is part of entertainment, of the entertainment side of it. Maybe there's some people, as you said, were actually looking for leprechauns. Maybe they were just trying to have a good time, have a laugh. Some people were just having a bit of fun. But as I said, they normally would take the most susceptible of people to the trance state and work with them and pretty much get them to put on a show anyway. Yeah. So that they would be encouraging all of this, and that's how they work, the stage hypnosis.
Well, that's a brilliant answer. Thank you so much, Martin. Because if you look at the worst case scenario of hypnotizing a crowd, well, we all have situations like Hitler, where he managed to get a whole nation to be hypnotized by him, by actually rallying the crowd up and doing what you're saying, what they do with more stage hypnotists. So I hope we've helped you move on a little bit with that. Moving on TV, we do everything we can to make you happy, to give you hope. So here we are, Moving on TV, ending a wonderful session I've just had with Martin. Isn't it great? I've got this on tap all the time, but no, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you have to help yourself as well, and you can learn to hypnotize yourself. You can help yourself to go into trance, but sometimes, as I say, life is not easy, and it's good to go and find someone like Martin who can help you, because they've got the expertise and they've got the patience and they know how to get you there just like that, if you trust. And if not, then you build it up, and at some point it gets easier and easier. You just have to go onto Martin's website, which is downtoearthhypnosis.yolasite.com. You can see it come up because we have got the advert. And read the testimonials and come and experience a real hypnotherapy session. If you want to come to the studio, then contact us, and I'm sure you will give another demo on Moving on TV. Martin also does Skype, is that right? You're now...
Also do Skype sessions. You can contact me over this medium of Skype or the internet, and that would be helpful if you're living miles away, and basically you'll still have the face-to-face idiom or face-to-face medium with myself. So that's Martin Oswald, Down to Earth Hypnosis, for smoking cessation, weight loss, phobias, and all manner and range of ailments and troubles you might have. Thanking you. Bye-bye.
Honesty,